all the people who love to plan and weigh the options and look for the best possible combination. It's time. We're doing it again.
I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down till I burn out. I just wanna live fast, I don't wanna.
Hey everyone, it's Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. It's a special Friday video here. I'm in a different part of my apartment than I'm usually in, not in front of the red sofa, and I don't have the camera turned towards my computer. I have it turned the other way because I'm trying to just take advantage of some of the natural light that I have here finally.
It's finally summer in Hamburg.
We've had temperatures over 50 degrees and no rain. Yeah! And before I get to the real meat of this video, or the real not meat, bad example, Morgan. Before I get to the main subject of the video, I want to remind you of two things. The first one is I'm leaving tomorrow to fly to Italy, to Genoa, to board the Grandiosa, MSC Grandiosa, gigantic, beautiful, very sparkly cruise ship with Marcus, and we will be cruising in the yacht club. There won't be very many videos at all coming from the cruise, but on Sunday, I will be doing a live stream from the yacht club. I can't tell you the exact time right now, but I hope that it will be at noon EST. So noontime, New York or East Coast USA. That should be the time that I go live online from the yacht club. I will be posting notices on Facebook, so that's where you can find out. And it's not gonna be a long live stream. It'll maybe be like 5 or 6 minutes, but I just thought it would be a fun thing to actually stream live from inside the yacht club and give you some like first impressions. So make sure that you set some alarm on your calendar and check Facebook for exactly when it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to do it at 12 noon EST on Sunday. The other thing I want to remind you of is just that I have a second channel. It's youtube.com/Gutenmorgan. I just uploaded a video there talking about how it's important to be friendly and supporting to everybody right now because you don't know what people have been going through. And when you see them, you might think, whoa, Daniela got fat. She likes the cake.
Girl, how many portions of french fries did you have?
That butt got big.
You might think all those things, but don't say it. Trust me, no matter how good of friends you think you are with this person, no matter what the things are that you joke about or have joked about in the past, nobody wants to hear that their butt got big, okay? I would really appreciate it if you go check that out, and if you haven't done it yet, subscribe and press thumbs up on a few videos too. Okay, now getting into the main part of this video, and it's something that I'm actually really excited about. It's something that was very close to happening in 2020, and then all the coronaziness happened. That's a word I made up in the most recent video on my other channel. So for a lot of us who love to travel, a lot of the fun, a lot of the gratification and the excitement that we get from the entire experience is the planning of it, the looking at the options, weighing prices, looking at the best deals, considering, do we want to stay in this resort or that resort? Do we want to stay in this cabin or that cabin? Are we going to fly in economy again, or should we splurge and do first class? Exploring all these different options and putting the actual trip together is something that I know a lot of people really enjoy. I really enjoy it most of the time. It's something that even during all the lockdown where it was not possible to travel, I still did some like pretend trips where I looked for dates in like end of 2021, 2022 to go to Florida or to take a cruise leaving from Miami. And you know, I just, even, like I said, even though I knew it wasn't gonna happen, I pretended like it was gonna happen. And as I said, in the beginning of 2020, I came up with, I wanna call it a contest, even though there isn't like really a prize, and that was called You Choose My Cruise. And I was shocked at how many people participated. I got so many really fantastic, detailed suggestions, and I had narrowed it down to the top 3, and the next phase was going to be to make a video with the top 3 and then basically get your votes, and that would be the decision of what trip I was going to do. But in the course of, you know, like those 2 or 3 weeks in between the deadline for the first round and when I wanted the second round to happen, everything shut down. But now things are slowly moving towards a more normal way of traveling and planning. So many more options are opening up. It's not just cruises over here in Europe, and the cruises that are here in Europe are not just TUI Mein Schiff, AIDA, and MSC. Very soon there are going to be NCL and Royal and Celebrity cruises over here in Europe, and it is now possible again, and hopefully quite easy for me, and hopefully very soon Marcus, a lot of hopefullys here, to fly to the United States or to fly to the Bahamas through the United States. And that's why I figured now is a good time to do this contest again. So for all my hobby travel agents out there, all the people who love to plan and weigh the options and look for the best possible combination, it's time. We're doing it again. I'm going to tell you how you can participate. I'm going to tell you what it is I would really appreciate if you look for, and maybe answer some other questions along the way.
I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down, I don't wanna slow down till I burn out.
All right, to make it as easy as possible to compare these itineraries that you are coming up with, important is do not write it in the comments to this video. Do not write it in the comments to this video. I have to be specific about that because last time I did it, some people didn't understand that, and then their suggestion didn't make it into the voting and they were disappointed. But let me just say it again. If you want to contribute a suggested trip,
Do not write it in the comments of the video.
the best way for this to work, like I said, and for me to put them all together, is if you write it in some kind of text format, like a Word document, a Pages document, an Open Office document, or create a PDF of what it is, and then send it to me as a private message on Instagram or Facebook. Preferably Facebook, but Instagram is fine too. And that's just a way that I can get them like all together in one place, and then even print out the ones that come in closer, what is it called? You know, the pool of entries. So if you want to participate, and of course nobody has to, there's no prize. The only prize is you get to pick. But if you want to participate, when you start writing down what you think would be a good idea for me, do it in some kind of external text, something, and then try to send it to me as a Word document, Pages document, Open Office document, or copy paste it into a private Facebook message or a private Instagram message. If you're gonna participate, when you start looking, let's say it needs to be starting or after middle of August. I don't think that it would make sense for me before then to plan a major trip like this again. The next thing that would be really cool is if it is a back-to-back cruise, meaning maybe 2 shorter cruises or 1 longer cruise and 1 short cruise, so that I fly to the United States or Bahamas or the Virgin Islands, wherever this cruise or these cruises will be starting once, and can do 2 cruises in that time. Of course, if there's 1 cruise that's like really amazing, or 1 ship that's really amazing, and then the trip becomes only that 1 cruise, that's not going to be, a definite deal breaker. But if there are 2 cruises that fit really well as a back-to-back or a side-by-side, meaning first cruise leaves like a Monday to Friday, and then on that Friday from the same port or a very close port, so like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, the next cruise leaves, and that's also a week or 5 days or 3 days or something like that, so that I can see as many cruise ships and as many destinations in the course of like a 2-week period of time, and only fly to that side of the globe once. I have to be completely honest as far as what cruise ports are running, what ships are cruising and what cruise lines are leaving from where and going to where over on the North American side of the globe. Like I said, to be completely honest, I haven't really kept up with it because for one reason, it's been changing constantly. And the other reason is I just was not considering it at all and didn't want to get my hopes up for something again that ended up not becoming a reality or not even being possible then by the time I was gonna book it. Yeah, and now that things are rolling or cruising again, to be honest, I don't have a very big picture of what all is possible. So that's another thing that will be really exciting for me when I get back from my Grandiosa cruise and the time that I'm gonna be with my family now, is to have all these suggestions and go through them and be excited about all the possibilities, you know what I mean? I think I may be able to convince Marcus to come with, although as far as work goes, it might be a really bad time for him to try to get some time off because things are gonna be starting up again here for him. So probably safest bet is to look for the price of a solo cabin, preferably not just a standard inside cabin unless it has a virtual balcony like I had on Harmony of the Seas. Preferably a real balcony, but of course as a solo traveler, a lot of times those are really expensive. And speaking of expensive, it would be great if the hotel before and after and the cruises all together are less than $2,000. And I know that might end up being a struggle, but like I said, I really don't have an idea of what prices are like and what options are available at the moment. So take a look for me and make a suggestion. And the best way you can write this all down is be as specific as possible. Like I said, I know some people are really into the planning. So some of the most interesting and highly discussed entries the last time we did this were where people picked out the hotel I would be staying in before the cruise left and a restaurant that I would be going to eat at that evening, and then boarding, this ship and going to these ports. And while, I don't think anybody came up with like destinations or excursions for every port, but some people definitely did make suggestions about when in this port, do this excursion or go to this destination. And then also a hotel on the last day, or if we're looking at a 2-week period of time and the cruise or the 2 cruises leaves me, 4 days at the end of this 2 weeks, picking out a resort in Miami or a resort in Fort Lauderdale. I had so much fun. I want to go back and look at them now because I really enjoyed everybody's suggestions. So I think that's all the information you need. If you want to play along, let me go through it again in a fast forward. You choose the cruise, and if you want to be really specific, the hotel I stay in before or after, and even the restaurants that I eat at on land or on the ship or ships. The time can be any time after mid-August until the end of the year. It would be great if it could be a side-by-side cruise or back-to-back, depending on how you define that, where it's 2 different cruise ships in the course of 2 weeks. So I only have to fly once. When you're looking at the price, which hopefully is altogether less than $2,000, consider that I will most likely or could very likely be traveling as a solo traveler, and write all this down in some text program and then either send me the text document or copy paste it into a direct message on Instagram or Facebook, and do not write it in the comments to this video. I'm excited now, and the next time that I will be talking about this is then probably the middle of July when I get back from all the fun stuff I have coming up with Marcus and my family, all the quality time that I'm gonna be doing, kind of stepping a little bit back from YouTube for a couple weeks, but that doesn't mean that you won't see things here occasionally. So don't forget to tune in on Sunday for the live from the Grandiosa, and like I said, check back here soon. And as always, even though I probably won't be doing a lot of videos in the next few weeks, I will still be posting on Facebook and Instagram. So make sure you check those out too so we can keep in touch. See you soon.